Sure. So good morning and welcome everyone to the Dolphin Tank Series A, where 25 NGOs will pitch across 5 tanks today. The format will have Living My Promise as signatory, Living My Promise signatories as dolphins, who have in principle agreed to support these organizations. Dolphins are wiser and kinder than sharks, hence the name. I would also like to tell about Living My Promise here. Living My Promise is a community of like-minded Indians who have committed to give 50% or more of their wealth to philanthropic causes, either during their lifetime or in their will. Promises help each other and support each other and invite advantaged people to join the community. Anyone with a net worth of above 1 crore can make the promise. The causes, the organization, and the activities that you support are entirely your choice. And to know more about this initiative, please visit www.livingmypromise.in. The organizations pitching today have also set up crowdfunding campaigns, which are the link for which are shared in Living My Promise comments section in the live. So if anybody who is watching want to support the organizations can do so. So we will start with the quick introduction of our dolphins today. First that we have today, and the first dolphin that we have is Mr. Parag Agarwal. Let me give you a quick introduction to Mr. Parag. Can I just 1 second, just. So Mr. Parag Agarwal has and is and has held top corporate positions in the leading MNC and is currently the CFO of Dr. Reddy Labs, India's leading pharma company. He is passionate about animal welfare and compassion. Second, we have Malti ji. Malti has held top leadership positions in the financial sector and is now involved full-time in the social and development sector as consultant and volunteer. Venkat is a social entrepreneur turned investor who runs India Welfare Trust that promotes philanthropy and volunteering in India. The format of the event is the participants will have 3 minutes to pitch, after which they'll be asked to stop, followed by a 3 minutes question and answers with the dolphins. And then we have 2 minutes to seal the deal, where the dolphins will announce the amount that they wish to support the organization. So the first on our list today is Charlie's Animal Rescue Center. Can we have Charlie, please?
Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Mansi.
Good morning, Dr. Mansi.
Good morning.
Mansi, you can share your screen and start your presentation.
All right. Very good morning, everyone.
Yep. Mansi, your time starts now.
Yeah, very good morning. I'm Dr. Mansi, representing Charlie's Animal Rescue Center, Bangalore.
Are you ready, Mansi?
Yeah.
Yes. So you can start now.
Yeah. So heading to the problem, the total number of stray dogs in Bangalore is estimated to be about 3 lakh plus. And given these numbers, the number of stray dogs that are injured and ill and lying unattended on the street is also high. And as validation to this fact, the care helpline receives more than 200 plus calls every day reporting these injured and ill animals. The current capacity of our medical facility for these stray dogs is about 100. So this gap in numbers results in a backlog, and that causes a subsequent delay in treatment, resulting in a loss of lives that is completely unnecessary and avoidable. Our approach towards the welfare of stray animals has always been animal rescue, where we have 2 dedicated helplines. We have 3 ambulance vehicles that go out to the city to pick up these animals in distress, which are then brought to our trauma care facility for treatment. Among those animals who have nowhere else to go, especially the old ones and the blind ones after treatment, they continue to stay on with us in our animal shelter. We find homes for some of them by doing adoptions, but the core area of our work is always providing our trauma care. Our trauma care facility is fully equipped and it has all these following features that is on par with any private veterinary hospital setup. Over the last 8 years of our existence, we have made an impact on thousands of animals. And in the last 1 year, we've rescued 3,500 plus animals, performed 1,000 plus surgeries for tumors and orthopedic surgeries and other pyometra and so on. We've found homes for 425 plus animals, and more than 200 animals stay on with us in our shelter. We also conduct humane education sessions to create empathy for animals in our society. Our founder is Ms. Sudha Narayanan, who couldn't be here today because she's unwell, but I'm very happy to represent the organization and speak on behalf of her. My name is Dr. Mansi, and I'm a managing committee member at CARE. I'm a dentist by profession, and I've always been passionate about animals for as long as I can remember. I have been with CARE since its inception in 2013. Ms. Sudha has 3 decades of experience in the field of animal welfare, and she received the Champions of Bengaluru Award at the 10th edition for her exemplary work in the field of animal welfare. The current concern and priority at CARE is capacity building, because we realize that we have all the resources, but we always seem to be having a space crunch. And this space crunch results in animals dying not because of the severity of their injury or illness, but mainly because of this delay in receiving treatment. So to prevent this from happening, we want to move our existing isolation facility to a separate space and use this vacated space to expand our trauma care unit and add 2 and 3 tired steel cages, so we have more room to intake more dogs. And the total cost of this project is about 25,50,000. And if we manage to raise this, we will be able to increase the impact to 200 dogs at any given point of time. Thank you for your patient listening and the opportunity.
Time is up.
Thank you, Mansi. So just a quick reminder for our viewers that the crowdfunding campaign links have been shared in our comment sections. So you can also support the organizations which are pitching today. Can we have the questions from the dolphins, please?
Yes, maybe I'll go first. Dr. Mansi, thank you for this. And thank you for the wonderful work that you and your team is doing. I have a couple of questions. One is, I presume that your model is to rehabilitate the animals, because it's not possible to bring all the animals and keep them in your, so do you treat them and release them back to where you pick them up from?
Yes, sir. That is the model that we follow.
Understood. And the second question I have is, how do you plan to sustain this in the long term? While, from time to time, you can do crowdfunding campaigns and so on. Have you thought about some kind of, using some vets to provide some services to the pet owners to have some revenue stream so that you can at least partly sustain this operation?
Yes,
otherwise, you can't just survive on grants and donations. Yes.
Right. So we, one of our trustees, a member of trustees is Dr. Lohit. He runs Bangalore Pet Hospital and Maruti Pet Care Center. And we also have something called as Charlie's Clinic, where it is a clinic for, pets, but all the revenue is directed towards care. And it is run by Dr. Lohit.
So you have some revenue stream which part funds.
Yes, we do. Yes, okay. Sir.
And out of this project cost of 25 lakhs, have you so far been able to raise some funds, or you are at the starting point?
We are at the starting point, sir. We've just started.
Okay. And last question, Dr. Mansi, is in order to solve the problem of stray dogs on the streets, have you looked at some kind of a permanent solution from a long-term point of view?
So there are 2 approaches, according to me. One is animal birth control, where we reduce the number of, dogs on the street. That is the most important step. And the second step is to increase empathy and awareness about coexisting with our community animals among society, especially amongst children and young adults, so that, until this balance is achieved, I think that is the only long-term solution I can think of.
Right. And how many other NGOs like yours might be there in Bangalore? Because you started with the total situation in Bangalore. I'm just trying to understand how bad the situation is in the city. So out of 200 everyday distress calls, how many get attended to according to you? I mean, approximately.
See, the other NGOs that are existing, we have CUPA that has been doing this work for many years. And then there are new organizations like Alai. And, at the max, about 4 or 5 organizations in Bangalore actually pick up these animals, on a day-to-day basis, which is like, has all the facilities. But these 200 calls are all, it is like if one shelter is full, it is rerouted to the other shelter saying, okay, we are full. Can you please call this? So I think it is kind of, shared among everybody, but the space crunch is always existing.
I understand. So is it a common helpline? The reason I'm asking is because there's another project that's, so is it a common helpline?
No, sir. No, it's completely ours.
Okay, understood.
Ours.
Thank you. I have no more questions.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, sir.
Any more questions from the other dolphins?
Yeah, Mansi, Dr. Mansi, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind of work that you are doing. Am I audible, Gunjan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Mansi, quick question. Is there no government or the local municipal support from, animal welfare departments, because the kind of work that you're doing per se is the work which should actually be addressed by the municipal machinery. So while I do understand that maybe because the problem is so enormous and that there isn't so much of awareness and attention, that you all have perceived the gap, and in all goodness you are doing this work. But do you or not get any support from any, you can say, local government organizations in terms of
Yes, ma'am. So we do receive some kind of support from the animal husbandry department. Like, for example, they recently introduced a helpline, and those calls also are routed to us. And they recently donated an ambulance service. So in terms of capacity building, yes, we do receive more ambulances, but the crunch of space continues to remain.
What can be the estimated monthly outgoings for you to be sustaining the present operations? Just
monthly.
Yeah, this would be the last question because we have exceeded the Q&A time.
The monthly expense to run our entire organization is about rupees 10 lakhs.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So can we now seal the deal? Is there any can we seal the deal or seal the deal?
Yeah, we can. I'm in. I would like to confirm a grant of 2.5 lakhs to Charlie's Care. And on top, I would like to confirm that I will match up to another 2.5 lakhs if you can raise similar amount through crowdfunding.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Raj.
So I will be happy to support the foundation for the work that they are doing to a tune of 1 lakh rupees to begin with. And I will keep in touch with the organization. And, as time progresses, I look forward to, extending more and more support.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So just for the viewers again, so there is a crowdfunding link which is shared. So in case anybody watching wants to support Charlie's, please do so. Thank you so much. So next
Dr.
on our
Mansi,
list,
you can leave.
Yeah. Thank you, Mansi. So next for the day today, we have Shiksharth Trust. Hi, Ashish. Can you share your screen? So
yeah. Yes. Okay. So is the screen visible?
yes, it is. You can start now, Ashish.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ashish, representing Shiksharth Trust. In 2015, in a grade 4 classroom in Sukma, Chhattisgarh, we asked children to sketch at free will, and 47 out of 53 children had sketched a combat scene between security forces and Naxal militia. This particular sketch that you see on screen was drawn by Hidma, who was earlier part of the children's wing of Naxal militia. We started Shiksha to change this and help children reimagine a world full of possibilities. There are at least 15 million such children exposed to violence and trauma in 1/3 of India. And most of these are tribal areas and identified as the most backward districts by Niti Aayog itself. Children in these areas primarily struggle with 3 issues: lack of safe spaces, as they're only exposed to violence, IDs, landmines, militia; absence of schooling, as most of the schools are either destroyed, inaccessible, or don't have adequate human resources; and the lack of contextual learning opportunities, as most of the solutions that exist ignore their identity, cultural roots, and local wisdom. And hence we integrate classroom instruction, school system, and community participation to develop contextually relevant, comprehensive education solutions for children coming from spaces of conflict. Since 2015, we have served more than 50,000 children in the region, seen 6,000 children back to school, 93 destroyed schools reopen with improvement in learning outcomes, attendance, reduction in dropout. And during COVID-19 school closure, we ensured that 3.5 lakh children continue to learn through our offline learning solutions in 14 states. Our solutions have not only empowered children like Hidma to become first child blogger from the region, but also has been recognized by Honorable President of India for grassroots innovations, Government of India as top innovation in public administration. And now we want to offer our experiences to similar geographies like Sukma and Bastar. They're developing tangible products like personalized learning solutions, blending ecology, context, and 21st century skills. Safe spaces model for children in humanitarian crisis to experience compassion, nurture creativity, and minimize the effects of violence. And finally, parent engagement tool to empower an illiterate or a semi-literate parent support the learning journey of its child. I am seeking today a support of 6 to 10 lakhs so that we can onboard expertise in curriculum and product design to amplify our reach to 5 lakh children by 2025. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ashish. Reminding our viewers again about the crowdfunding links which are shared in the comment section of our Facebook page. Can we start the question and answer round?
So, Venkat here, Ashish, tell us a little about this curriculum contextualization. What exactly is the issue there?
Yeah. So, in purely in layman's language, A for aeroplane doesn't make any sense for a tribal child. A for arrow does. Or instead of teaching U se ullu, we would teach Oof se uppe. So the idea is, while we teach the universal concepts, ABCD, basic foundation literacy skills, it is still has to be contextualized. I don't have to teach about Qutub Minar to a 6-year-old child for Hindi language skills. I would rather teach them about the local festivals in the region. Tribals don't celebrate Diwali, so why do I need to tell them to write an essay on Diwali? So this is what is contextualization. So we are using a lot of mother tongue based education in early grades, 1st to 3rd grade, and integrating local language and local livelihood in their curriculum as part of the pedagogy solutions. Yes.
Any more questions from any other dolphins?
So Ashish, can you explain to me a little bit about what are you doing towards the safe space framework?
Yeah. So yes, ma'am. So we have spent around 10 years in the region, and one experience that we have had in a village, when a child is born, ever since the child is born, all they're experiencing is violence. I mean, during the daytime, it's the security forces. During the night, it's the Naxal militia that they're exposed to. And the question is that how can a child which is experiencing only violence grow into a responsible citizen? And through safe spaces, what we are trying to do is, first of all, address the socio-emotional well-being aspect of the children. And these are all physical spaces plus experiential spaces. Where there's a physical space possible, we'll create a physical space in schools. And if the physical space is not possible, experiential. So SEL is one component. Creativity is one component. Counseling, if required, is another component. But basically, the idea is to make the child feel comfortable and allow the child to express in whatever way they want to.
Right.
Thank you. Any more questions do we have, or can we?
Maybe just one question for Ashish. Ashish, thank you for all the work you're doing. This is good, wonderful work. Are there other NGOs also in the region that are doing similar work? And how do you work with them? How do you collaborate to see how to get their good practices, and you share your practice so that the impact is maximized? Because often I find that organizations don't work very well with each other. Any learnings on that?
Yeah. So as an organization, we have a philosophy that we will not reinvent the wheel. So we collaborate, we reuse the existing content or customize if required. And until I don't find anything, we will not create new stuff. So for example, I mentioned that during COVID, we prepared offline learning solutions for 3.5 lakh children. These solutions were a culmination of different existing solutions, plus what we had created on our own. So that is first philosophy. Collaborate. We don't reinvent the wheel. We collaborate with existing solutions. For the safe spaces model, where we are in talks with 2 organizations, Bhumi and Slam Out Loud, to reuse their content. So this is one. With respect to, are there any other organizations? Unfortunately, no. The region where I work is larger than Kerala in size, and we are the only one. When it comes to the on-ground presence, proximity to the problem, we have stayed here for the last 10 years, living the problem ourselves. Yes, but there are many large-scale organizations who do interventions through state partnership. We operate a bottom-up approach. There are organizations like UNICEF, Pratham is there. Recently, Cavalier Education Foundation has started intervening, but it's mostly a top-down approach where there would be one district coordinator or some intervention at regular frequency that happens through them. So yeah, that's the difference.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We don't have time for more questions. Can we have the deal if any?
So Ashish, I'll be happy to support your initiative, just because I mean it's a very difficult task that you're doing, and then it's impacting so many children. I will be happy to presently support with 1 lakh, and then I will keep in touch and look at sustaining the further grants too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ashish, I normally do not support these kind of initiatives, but I would be happy to match 1 lakh, whatever you raise through the crowdfunding campaign, up to 1 lakh.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So the viewers watching, yeah.
Ashish, happy to do 2 lakhs plus a match of up to 2 lakhs from whatever you raise in crowdfunding.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Venkat.
Thank you. Thank you, the Dolphins and Ashish. So again, reminding about the crowdfunding links for the viewers. So thank you, Ashish.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So next organization on our list today is Green Communities. Can we have Kedar from please?
Can you enable your video?
Hello.
Yes, Kedar, we can hear you. Can you share your screen?
Is the screen visible?
Yes, now it is. Thank you. Kedar, you
Kedar.
can start now. Kedar, you can start.
Yeah. Good morning. My name is Kedar Sohni from Green Communities Foundation. We are in the area of waste management. Today we'll be talking about plastic waste management in rural Maharashtra. Rural India accounts for about 350,000 crore in terms of FMC sales. Most of these
Is that a connection issue with Kedar or?
Yes, I think so, Venkat. I also can't.
Kedar, we can't hear you. We could not hear.
Oh, I see.
Can you start again, Kedar? It's buffering.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Should I share the screen again?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please. Yes, please. Yes, you can start now.
Okay. My name is Kedar Sohni from Green Communities Foundation. We are in the area of waste management. And today we are going to talk about plastic waste management in rural Maharashtra. Rural FMCG sales amount to 350,000 crores. And most of the, any idea what happens to all the plastic once the products are consumed? Most of it is unfortunately littered, dumped, or burned. And our estimate is that this plastic waste itself could be upwards of 1 million tons in India. Now, what's the core problem that we are talking about here? While producers are great at distributing products, but they haven't really set up reverse logistics systems to pick up all this. And since villages are geographically spread out, the volume of waste is low, most of it is flexible packaging. The financial viability for local waste aggregators or kabadiwalas is very difficult. So this results in air, water, and soil pollution, affecting not just human beings, but also animals, both on land as well as in water. Now, what's the solution for this? We are starting at the village household level, where we are asking them to segregate their waste, for which we bag, and asking them at the village level, once their bag is full, for which we give them a plastic awareness programs, monitoring, etc. And once the is aggregated at the village level, we work with the local kabadiwalas who can then pick up that waste to be taken for recycling. Gap funding is, of course, needs to be provided to make all of this viable. And eventually we are expecting brands to actually, this funding. We are working in Raigad district because Swadesh Foundation is our partner for Raigad. They already work with more than 400 across 7 talukas, and we are leveraging their on-ground network to make the whole process very efficient. We have already done more than 30 villages, and almost a ton of plastic waste has already been collected and sent for recycling. Apart from the Swadesh team, we already have an on-ground team to monitor and do the project management. To sum up, we are looking at 1,200 households across 24 villages. Project we expect about 6 months duration. The total cost is about 3.8 lakhs. This is a very high-touch model where we are looking at on-ground training, monitoring, coordination, feet-on-street kind of a thing. So most of the budgets are needed for manpower, essentially, to do the behavior change. And then, of course, there are reusable bags, bins, communication, and aggregator incentivization is very critical. The expected outcome is that almost 13 tons of waste on an annualized basis can be recycled, and it won't cause any kind of pollution locally. And eventually we expect the brands to come and support once we achieve a certain amount.
Your time is up, Kedar.
Thank you. Thank you, Kedar.
So Kedar, jumping in with a quick question. In the long run, once the producers are willing to pay for this, what would be the income that could be generated from the producers for 13,000 kilos? I mean, what's the expectation of how much they would have to pay per ton or whatever?
See, they, so my expectation, if it's a fair collection
So
and
based on current EPC government norms, how much would they have to pay?
see, the problem is that while the law is there is no quantification of what is the market rate for something like this. And so the producers, land up paying very, very little for something like this. And hence, very little plastic actually gets accumulated. Now, if you look at the inherent value of that plastic, it's almost zero. See, the unfortunate part is that virgin plastic, you'll be amazed, is sometimes cheaper than recycled plastic. Okay, because we are not really paying the true cost of that plastic, to be honest. And so collection becomes extremely difficult, not viable for any of the waste pickers. So pricing is a big problem that needs to be sorted. It has to be much, much higher than what it is currently.
But still, I mean, if they did pay, how much out of this cost would get recovered from what the producers would pay?
In the long run, I expect about 10 rupees per plastic if they pay, especially for the low value plastic. That's a good start to the waste pickers. The total landed cost for them could be upwards of 20 or 25 kg. If they start paying that kind of amount, we'll start seeing more and more plastic getting picked up.
So in your current project, 13,000, so you will, in 6-month project, you will do about 6,500 kg, right?
We expect the behavior change to kick in, of course, about 2 or 3 months. It may take a certain amount of time to reach full capacity, but we'll hit a run rate of about a ton a month, basically, once the project is, it achieves its full scale.
And at that time, what will be the operating cost per ton? You're saying it will be 20 rupees to 25 rupees per kg?
Yeah, so if you look at in the 6 months, we'll probably land up with about 3 or 4 tons is my expectation. So yeah, it will be almost 100 rupees per kg is what we will have to put in, because the setup and the behavior change part of it will take a certain amount of time. But hopefully once that is done, then based on our past experience, people continue to do this because they get a solution which doesn't exist otherwise. The villagers get a solution for their plastic. They also don't like a littered village.
Do we have time for just one more question?
Okay, so a quick question, Kedar. You mentioned that Green Communities is collaborating with other organizations like Swadesh. So what exactly is the role that Green Communities is playing? Is it playing the role of a mentor, of monitoring? What is the role of Green Communities in this particular kind of arrangement with other organizations?
Yeah, in fact, if I mention the role of Swadesh, then maybe it will be clearer. Swadesh basically gives us access to the village so that we don't have to develop equity with the villagers and so on. And they don't say, okay, who are you? But apart from that, all the project management, which includes conducting workshops on ground, literally house to house monitoring of whether they have understood what segregation is, then coordinating with the waste aggregators, coordinating with the brands. So essentially the entire waste management part is what Green Communities does, because the local partner is not an expert on waste. The local partner's capability is access to the villagers and that equity, because they work in healthcare, they work in sanitation and water and so on. So waste is not their core expertise, which we bring to the table.
Thank you, Kedar.
Just one last
Sure.
So this waste that is collected is finally then, do you have a partner who is recycling this waste? Because, at the end of the day, all that is collected and aggregated, etc. need cycle. So
yeah, correct. So that linkage is already there. When it comes to different types of plastic, some plastic is recycled, like PET and HDPE bottles and so on. But some plastic, like flexible packaging, unfortunately is very hard to recycle. It has to be co-processed, which is a nice word for incineration into cement plants. Not the best option, but currently that's the the only option. At least it doesn't pollute the village. That's the only good part of it. That's all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kedar. So just reminding the viewers again about the crowdfunding links. So anybody wishing to support the organizations can do so. Can we seal the deal if we have supporters?
Sure. So, Kedar, this is a subject quite dear to my heart. I will begin by supporting your organization to a tune of 2 lakh rupees. And I will keep in touch, and then I will also look for future support.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mal.
Sure.
Kedar Venkat here. Hi, I'm happy to do 1+1, which is I'll give you 1 lakh upfront, and I will match what you raise on the crowdfunding campaign up to an additional 1 lakh.
Thanks so much, Venkat.
Kedar, I will match 1 lakh if you raise it through a crowdfunding campaign. And I would also like to advise you to think of making this more sustainable and create a pressure group for FMCGs to, I think that strategy will be far more successful and impactful. You need to create a pressure group for FMCGs to pay. The polluter pays principle is there. So we can connect on that later. Thank you.
You should, Kedar. Parag was last the CFO of Reckitt Benckiser. So he will know how to get the FMCGs to pay.
Absolutely. Definitely. Thanks so much, Venkat. Thank you, everyone, for your support.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.
So now up next we have Kathakali Swapnapurna Welfare Society, Satpura Majumdar. Can we have Kathakali? Hi, Sat.
Hi.
You can share your screen.
Yeah.
Your time starts now. You can start now.
A very good morning to all of you. This is Shatrupa Majumdar, the founder secretary of Swapnapuran Welfare Society. We started an English medium school following the CBSE curriculum in North Sundarbans. We are an organization working with children's education. As you know, Sundarban is a collection of riverine islands and ravaged by cyclones every year. Here, the community is very poor, mostly beedi workers and farmers. This has porous region with the Bangladesh, and so children are vulnerable to trafficking and labor. It is quite mystique that I happened to start this, reach this region in the year 2012 and found out that the children do not go to school unless they are 6 or 7 years of age. And that was my motivation to start the first education center in this remote village. And from 25 students, we today have 705 students. And as a teacher by profession, I would travel only on the weekends to this island to teach these children. And from 2 teachers, today we have 15 teachers. To create a safe community to support education and to remove the systemic barriers, we have systemic barriers. We collaborate with the police and with the local panchayats. We strengthen our community-based child safety. We provide opportunities for skill training to women. We sensitize young girls, and we also support aid during the Amphan and Yas. We have been very successful in conducting our education all throughout this pandemic and reach out to 705 children. And this was possible because of our teachers. We do not run a after-school program, but a fully holistic, structured education system. When we say holistic, we mean that the children, they're not only formal education, but also informal education as music, art, dance, etc. And our teachers are not only teachers, but they work as social workers who has plunged to support the community during any disaster and also counsel the children and the students by visiting their houses during this pandemic. And it has been a great support for the teachers. We have been able to continue education during this time. We have an Ask of rupees 39,68,000 to support our teachers and our children. So all those who are enrolled with us, 705 children, we have a big plan for a future to enroll 2,000 children by 2026. Before I sign off, I would request all to support our—
Your time is up.
Thank you. Satarpa, have you been able to run your school during the pandemic, during the lockdowns and all of those periods?
It was online. Okay, children who did not have any gadgets, the teachers would support them with worksheets and they would visit them, because we were also distributing rations. We have been able to distribute 13,550 ration kits during the period of the pandemic. So it was online and offline both. In this way, we have done it.
And how many out of your 15 teachers live on the islands themselves?
7 to 8 of them, they live on the islands. We have teachers who are from Kolkata. We have a teacher's residential quarter over there. They stay there and they teach. So these teachers, even during the lockdown, 2-3 of them had stayed back to support the community and education.
And so this worksheet thing, you've been able to deliver it to the children at their home?
Yes, absolutely. The first phase of the COVID was not so harsh in the villages, while the second phase was a little more harsher, but so it was possible. And by second phase, many of the children have been able to, we have been able to give refurbished phones to them or other gadgets, and the online education continuously went on.
Okay.
Just one question. Are there any government schools in that area?
Yes, we do have government schools, but yes, they are very far, and infrastructure wise, they are quite good. But otherwise, because these are very remote areas, the facilities in the case of girls' education and teachers is a challenge.
Okay. I think Malti has a question.
Yeah, Shatarupa, I have a question that are the children here able to pay fees? Because in the long run, fees from the school students would be one of the primary sources for sustaining the operations. So you mentioned that this location is a very poor and, people are BD workers and all. So are the parents able to even afford the fees? Do you get any income whatsoever in form of fees?
Okay, during the pandemic, of course, it was very, the situation was grief, and we could not, we charge a very small amount because we don't want to give them an idea of anything being free. But so this is our main work that we have for the next 5 years, that every branch has a skill training center for the mothers. And the mothers are being trained in various skills as tailoring, as poultry farming, and other skills also, even nursery. So what we are doing, we are empowering the mothers, and we ensure that the mothers will earn a certain amount and make sure that they are paying for the fees of the children, because what we promise is to deliver world-class education to the children in the remote areas.
Thank you so much.
One other question, Shatarupa, is, are fruit trees or other agriculture sustainable livelihoods in the Sundarbans, or does the frequency of cyclones, etc., mean that trees don't really wind up successfully growing there?
No, I'll tell you, yes, of course, we are ravaged by cyclones, as I tell you, but salinity can be removed. Yes, there are opportunities of the survival of the fruit trees and other trees also. Agriculture does get a jolt every time. There are challenges, but that is not impossible, because now many techniques of agriculture is also coming up.
Have any more questions? So just reminding the viewers again about the crowdfunding link. So if anybody wishes to support the organizations pitching today, can do so. Can we have the deal to support welfare society?
So yeah, hi. Satarupa, I'll be happy to do 2 + 2 + 2, which is, I'll give you 2 lakhs upfront. I'll match what you raise on crowdfunding over this week for another 2 lakhs. And the third 2 lakhs is a partnership with a tree planting organization that's already working in Sundarbans to help plant 2 lakh rupees worth, which is about 10,000 trees, fruit trees, in the families of the children where you live, so that they can start generating income and hopefully start paying the fees that they owe you.
Thank you so much.
So I'll be happy to support Swapnapuran presently with 1 lakh. And going forward, I look forward to being able to support in other endeavors too. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm happy to match 1 lakh that you raise on a crowdfunding campaign. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank-
much.
Thank you, Dolphins. Thank you, Swapna and Satru. Thank you. So the last on our list today, the organization which is pitching the tank is People for the Respect and Care of Animals. Last on our list today, the organization is. And can you
Please.
share your screen?
Please turn off your Facebook. Chayaji, please turn off your Facebook.
Yeah, it's turned off. Okay. Where is she? Think upon her.
Thank you. You can start.
Good morning, Dolphins. I'm Sharda Radhakrishnan, founder director of Chaya Animal Hospital. I thank you for this opportunity to present our work. The problem lies in the fact that animals are still butchered on our pavements and garbage is not regularly cleared. This is abundant food for a fast breeding dog population. As their numbers increase, so do the conflicts, dog bites, and rabies. A frightened public responds by mass killing these animals by beating them to death, drowning, or poisoning them. Sadly, these are not humane ways to reduce their numbers, neither practical. Dogs are sentient beings. They feel pain, pleasure, fear, just like us. They need a safe place to heal or die peacefully. Chaya is such a place with large open enclosures, well-trained staff, well-ventilated kennels, freshly cooked, nutritious food. It's a haven for ill and injured animals, a home for abandoned pets. All our staff are boys from nearby villages, now well-trained and compassionate animal handlers, adept at taking care of all kinds of animals and cleaning up after them. Over the years, Chaya has built a credible reputation as a hospital that cares. We are inundated with calls. We provide free pickup and treatment of dogs within Kolkata. Many animals are brought to us from far and near. We work in tandem with other groups focused on the neutering programs, with the police and NGOs in the rescue and rehabilitation of circus animals, sniffer dogs, and large injured animals. School children visit us to learn about animal care. Our work has been recognized and appreciated by Rotary clubs and the Telegraph. Our ask is funds for continuing our robust neutering program. According to the WHO, this is the only practical and humane way to reduce their numbers and hence incidence of rabies. We follow the international protocol of CNVR, catch, neuter, vaccinate, and return. Our rigorous treatment protocols and meticulous records help us send the dog home after 2 days of post-operative care, back to its carer, healed and healthy. The greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated, said Mahatma Gandhi. So please help us get them a better treatment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chayaji. So reminding the viewers about the crowdfunding links which are shared in the comment section of our Facebook page. We can start with the question and answers, please.
Yes, maybe I'll go first. Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful work you're doing. I just wanted to ask you this animal birth control. My understanding is that this is something that the Animal Welfare Board is also supposed to do and support. So how are you working with the local Animal Welfare Board also to make sure that this is sustained, and it because there is a limit to what you will be able to do by raising funds. So how is that handled, ma'am?
Okay, basically the neutering program should be handled by the corporations. Now, corporations, the people employed over there are, just like any normal government servants. Their handling of the dogs and the post-operative care or the treatment meted out is quite sad. Sometimes it feels it's better that they die on the roads than be, subjected to such surgery. And because the corporations are not doing their work, that is why we are having so many dogs in all our cities. And that is where the NGOs step in to do the neutering program. In Kolkata, we are handling it like this. And we don't get any support from the corporation because they tell us that we will handle our neutering, we cannot support.
Right. And are you able to cover the entire city of Calcutta, or is it some parts of Calcutta?
We are able to, because now we have built a credible reputation. We get calls from all over Kolkata. We are covering all areas. Plus, we are doing neutering of dogs from Howrah, Hooghly, Srirampur, Naihati. You see, people hire vehicles to bring us 20 to 25 dogs and get them neutered and take them back, because if nothing is happening in their districts.
Okay, and the final question, ma'am, is are you aware of Humane Society International in Calcutta? Are you in touch with them because they're also doing some projects? Have you heard of them?
Beg your pardon, which society?
Humane Society International. No, you haven't. Okay.
No, I haven't.
That's it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Venkat here, ma'am. Quick question is that, one is, what is the number of dogs in Calcutta that need to be neutered? I mean, is it like 50,000? Is it 10,000, etc.? And
according to the last,
is there economies of scale when you increase the number of dogs getting? So if you're targeting 500 in 6 months, if you were to do 5,000, for example, would the unit cost come down significantly, or it would not change much?
According to the corporation, they say there are nearly 1.5 lakh dogs within the city of Kolkata. But this is a moving population. So you see, from the villages and all, dogs keep coming in, some are killed, and we never get a good number. Now, to do 5,000 dogs, we need the kind of infrastructure. Every surgery of a female, which is an ovariohysterectomy, takes at least 30 minutes if it is done carefully, and minimum 2 days of post-operative care is required. So to cover such large numbers very quickly would harm the animals more than helping them. Over the past few years, we have done more than 11,200 surgeries. And just like if humans have surgery, they require post-operative care, antibiotics, good food before they are put back on the roads. We follow all that. There are protocols where people are discharging them after 24 hours, but sadly, many of them, the stitches come open. Intestines hang out.
My question is more around, is that operations scalable in the sense that at a larger rate, does it reduce the unit cost, or the cost of 1,000 rupees per dog is unlikely to change irrespective of the number?
See, no, it will not change for us, because the doctor's fees, surgeon fees are still remain the same. Even if he does more, rather he may ask us more.
Bulk of it is variable cost.
Huh?
Bulk of it is variable cost that you incur on every single dog.
No, I'm not getting your question, sir. Please, can you repeat it?
No, I kind of, my question was, out of that 1,000 rupees, bulk of it is cost of actually carrying out one neutering surgery. It's not the fixed costs being allocated to it or something like that.
see, it is the approximate cost because we are buying medicines in bulk and our staff is already available. So you see, some of the costs are highly reduced, but the surgeon's fees, the cost of the sutures, we use very expensive sutures so the dogs heal quickly and can go back after 2 days. That reduces our post-operative care. And the pickup and drop, the way the diesel prices are skyrocketing. So you see, when we cover large areas, that shoots up our cost too. So it comes to approximately 1,000 rupees.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm afraid we don't have time for more Q&A. So can we have support for Inspector?
Yeah, no, I'll start, ma'am. I would be happy to support your organization for 2.5 lakhs and also another 2.5 lakhs to match if you can raise through crowdfunding campaign. I would request you, I will put you in touch with another organization that I would like you to work with in Calcutta that currently my foundation is supporting, because I think we can increase the impact. Thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
I'll be happy to do a 1 lakh match for anything that you raise on crowdfunding.
Okay, thank you.
I will support your work with a grant of 1 lakh rupees to begin with.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Dolphins. So viewers watching our event today can support all the organizations which pitched at the event through the crowdfunding link, which is shared on our page. Thank you all the participants, Dolphins and viewers for watching. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did. Our next tank is scheduled for 11:30.
Thank you, Gunjan. Thank you, Dolphins.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.